call the August meeting of the Planning Commission for Trousdale Hartsville to get to order. There are no minutes to review right now. Ms. Rosalie will get those out to you as soon as she can. There has been some changes in the office there, and everyone welcome Amber. She's the new assistant, I guess you would say. It's going to be working with Rosalie, but she's only had a couple of days, so she's got to, get up and get going and learn everything. Welcome aboard. We're glad to have you and stuff. And we don't have a big agenda tonight, so well, we're gonna go with who's not here. Heather Bay's absent. Katie Dillon's absent. And my girl Shutterbug's absent. Amanda Carmen. I see I want to go by her maiden name when I had her in school. I wanted to say McBee. So our three ladies are out tonight. And but we do have a quorum with 6 out of 9 present. So we will get right into the agenda. First is under new business, we have a rezoning request. This is from R1 to R3, 17,714 square feet at 603 East Main Street. And this is owned by Mr. Jeremy Barnes, and he wants to rezone this for development. And this is located in the 7th Civil District. I'm sure everybody knows this is right out there by the county garage. And actually I hated to see that building go. I ate many a bologna sandwich in that building back years ago when it was Risey Scruggs' Market. It's been a lot of different things over the years. Mr. Barnes, would you please come to the podium over there and just kind of tell us what you'd like to do?
You said that square footage was 17,000?
I'm just reading what's on the agenda here.
I was about to say you have more information than I have on it.
Okay.
I just talked with Carmen Surveying. They're going to come out and get me that square footage. And then whatever it goes for, I'd like to do either a quadruplex or a triplex right there.
Okay. So a quadplex or a triplex?
Yes, sir.
And that's the reason for going from R1 to R3?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Barnes? Okay. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Ms. Rosalie?
Yes, sir. If you would review the zoning map that I have for you, I did go and research and found the various R3 zones. You'll see that there is a large section of R3 right across the road from this parcel of land. It is right next to an I-1. There's 3 different lots there that are I-1 industrial. And then there's the 3 lots that rezoned several years ago. They're on East Main and now has some townhomes on there on the middle lot, and they do intend to go in and do the other. They have had a site plan come through Planning Commission. And then, of course, across McMurray Boulevard, you do see the large sections of R3 that were approved. There is C2 as well. And how I got the square footage was in TN Property Viewer, though, as we all know, TN Property Viewer is absolutely correct, right? So it's going to be, the uncertainty could be plus or minus, who knows, 5,000 square feet, who knows? But it did give us a good estimate of what it could be.
Did you have a recommendation?
With the R3 right across the road from that and the 3 lots down the road from that, I don't see where it would be a problem for it to be approved for an R3 zone.
Okay. Miss Amanda?
I have nothing else to add. Staff
Okay.
recommends approval.
And as you know, by looking at your map there, there is a pretty good size R3 development just right across the street from this. This is those apartments, down. I think the guy from Lafayette built those and owns those. And so this is really an industrial. There are some site-built homes down on Crestview and stuff, but they built those knowing, after the R3 had come in right beside there, a lot of them, so. Discussion? Yes, sir.
So just for clarification, this is roughly a half an acre, so that's what, 6 units that he could at max put on the property if it would fit?
Well, I'm not sure Ms. Rosalie's confident in that 17,000 figure from where it came from, but
At 17, I did it on the calculator, that's roughly 0.4 acres. So I figure plus or minus, you're roughly a half acre.
Mr. Barnes may have, but have you done any thought as to how much you think you could put in there? Okay,
So
okay,
that's,
so, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions? Discussion? Motions? I have a motion to send this to the county commission with a favorable recommendation. Mr. Barnes, just for your knowledge, this body can make one of 3 decisions because only the county commission can rezone property. The 3 things this body can do is, 1, we can send it to the county commission with a favorable recommendation. We can send it with an unfavorable recommendation, or we can just send it with no recommendation. So those are the 3 options that this body has. I do have a motion to send it with a favorable recommendation and have a second by Mr. Welch. Discussion. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say no. Does pass unanimously. Okay. Next is final plat approval of a major subdivision on Highway 25. And it says of 9 lots, but it's actually 8 lots that that's going to be auctioned off there. This is the lots by Hillview Farm. The lot number 1 was where that house was or is, but it was sold last year. So there's 8 lots in this major subdivision, which will be auctioned off pending approval tonight.
Good deal. So
Jim's here representing Hillview
uh,
Farm. I'm sorry.
this is the 3rd month we've looked over this, I think, in a row. So I think it's pretty well straightforward. Gonna have to put a fire hydrant out there. Like I said, we have 8 lots, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Questions for Jim? Yes, sir.
since I did miss last month, just trying to catch up, whose property is that abuts behind the subdivision?
You talking about,
That's the remainder of their property. They own all the way to between the highway and between the old highway and the new highway.
we own all
So
the
that's
land
remaining
surrounding that,
property.
yeah.
Possibly for future development, but as discussed last month, which you weren't here, there's no city water on the new highway. So that would have to be put into place before any development could happen over along the new highway section.
Hillview Farm encompasses around 35 acres there between the 2 roads. And then right across where it says Old Highway, there's about 90 to 100 acres in there. Other questions for Jim? Thanks, sir. Ms. Rosalie?
Thank you. So in looking at this, and thank you so much for the fire hydrant, has there been any type of stormwater considerations for this property?
No, ma'am, that's not normal on existing roadways roadways for individual lots.
Okay, I know that we've had quite a few different lots on Old Highway 25 with the last few heavy rainfalls that have experienced a lot of stormwater runoff from the incline. I can't remember what type of grade we have on these lots.
These, and excuse me, I'm not sure exactly where that happened, not doubting that it did, but these lots generally set up off the road 4 or 5 feet, and they're by and large, you would consider them flat driving by. Now, they have a little grade to them, but you would consider them generally flat.
Thank you for that. The reason why I'm asking is because subdivision regulations are the only regulations that we have in the county that do address stormwater. And so I'm making sure that we're doing due diligence so that there's not any type of conversation where we did not look at what stormwater would happen on this area. Other than that, I think it meets all the other setbacks that we need to have. I see where the water line is adequate there. So I see all good here.
Anybody have any questions for Ms. Rosalie? Amanda?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The final plat meets all of the criteria on the final plat checklist, so staff recommends approval.
Okay, discussion? Of course, I will be recusing myself since I'm one of the owners of this property.
I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Mr. Welch to approve. Did you second, Arthur? Oh, well, I didn't know if you, okay. Second by Mr. Harper. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Does pass with 5 yeses and 1 abstention.
For
And-
cause,
I'm sorry.
for cause, abstention for cause.
Ever how you supposed to say it?
I was gonna make that point, because if you just do an abstention, it counts as a no.
Oh,
But
well, I don't
you
really
have
care.
cause, so.
I don't really care. It passed. I don't want to get in trouble with my cousins, though. Even though if they'd listened to me, we wouldn't be having no auction. I'm the only one voted not to sell it. All right, guys, that's all that's on our agenda, except for we have some reports here from, and some reminders from from Ms. Rosalie. Ms. Rosalie?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So there will be an election of officers next month. It's that time of year again. So please bear in mind for that. And then we do have changes in the building office. We do have Amber Reyes in the office as office manager, and she is picking up things very quickly, which is fantastic. Also, as a reminder, training requirements. I know that we haven't necessarily had very much training this past year. Last year, we did try to have at least half-hour segments so that at the end of the year, we've met our 4 hours with hours to spare. I did want to invite you to listen to the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. We do have some packets that are available if you would like to go ahead and start gaining your hours. We are looking at zoning, land uses, and county and city ordinances in the permitting process. So how are permits issued? How are the land uses used? Looking at zoning, what's that look like? And so last month we had about an hour. This month we also had another hour, and we haven't finished yet. But you're welcome. If we run out, we'll print some more, and we'll be doing some more next month in the Board of Zoning Appeals. And then also, Amanda has some opportunities for us.
Right, there was MTAS, the Municipal Technical Advisory Service, and I believe CTAS also offers some training that's going to be upcoming at the end of this month. Mainly talking about some legislative updates that have gone through. Even though it may be offered by MTAS, don't let that deter you, because legislative updates apply across the board, no matter whether you're city or county. So I'd like to encourage you to register for that. I think I think there's a minimal cost to it. But I think it's a 4-hour training. If not, it's at least a couple of hours. So that would be a really good way for you to get up to date on the legislative, happenings, as well as getting in your training hours. So I encourage you to take a look there. MTAS also has some links to, some free trainings that are posted on the Tennessee chapter of the American Planning Association. It's the TAPA website, that you could go back and review as well. So there's multiple opportunities for you all to gain some training outside of this particular forum.
Okay. Yes, sir.
On the MTS, that's on the, can't remember if it's Katie or Cody. Katie, that is reimbursable by the county. If you turn that into Miss Amy Thomas, the receipt of you paying that can be reimbursed to you.
And that's all online, isn't it?
Yes.
Ms. Rosalie, could one of y'all email us that link and all of that? And
I was just going to say,
Dates.
I will forward you
Yeah.
the email that lists all of the dates and the links in order to register. And please just let me know if you do register.
we're glad to have David back. He's been traveling the last couple of months or more. And so happy to have him back.
One update from codes and zoning I wanted to share. Next month's meeting, I'll have a finished copy of what we're going to be putting as far as the PUD zoning. And that's going to be presented along with the cleaned up codes and zoning for the both county and the urban. So Rick has got that just about 99%. Rosalie and I both have been going through proofreading some things, getting some things cleaned up. We found a couple of more areas where parts of ordinances were left in, and the state covers those. So we're still having to go back and clean those up, and just instead of trying to piecemeal what was there, we're just referencing the state annotate and just cleaning that all out. So I know we've got one more of those to take care of, but then I'm hoping that we've got a codes and zoning meeting this month. So by next month at work session, we'll start presenting that to the full commission. So I'd like to bring at least the PUD part in for an overview. I'll get that emailed to everyone so you can be looking through it. It's just an open zoning situation. It kind of combines everything that we do anyway into one process, instead of zoning going through first and then site plans and stuff coming. It'll all come at one time. And then we'll still have all the same responsibilities over the site plan as we always would. But the county gets some assurances of what projects are going to be on that zoning, and will be zoning specific to the project. So it gives the county a little more, instead of the open zoning where whatever applies can go there. No, for PUDs, only what you say is going to go there and is approved can go there. So it gives us a little more security on what's being done. We've been burned a couple of times, and I think this is going to be great for the county. I know some other commissioners are excited to look through it. So I just wanted to give you guys the update on that. We've been working on that for over a year now, and it's nice that be coming to a head. And I'm really happy with what Rick's done in taking some of those things and bringing them into tables, and makes it a lot easier to look up stuff. If you want to know what you can do on your property, you go to your zoning and then just go down the list. And that's all. And there you go. You don't have to go through 300 pages trying to figure out, where it was thrown in. So then it'll make our jobs, I think, a lot easier also in dealing with the public. So
Well,
just wanted to
hopefully, hopefully we can get the support of the county commission. Now that they passed a budget, that's their main job for the year, and they have completely passed the budget on all three readings. So, hopefully we can, get this done and stuff. So if you see when it's coming up, if you run into any county commissioners, especially your own, might just say something to them. This is really important. Make things so much easier just to combine them together. They've always been separate, and it just doesn't make any, if you're gonna have metro government, it needs to be all.
And in this
Okay.
format, everything will be online, so it'll all be searchable. Currently, it's the Trousdale is searchable, but the Hartsville is not. It's a PDF that you can't
Yeah.
search it. And so this will be, so you can just do keywords and be able to search through both at one time as a unified document, so,
Yeah, we certainly need that.
yeah.
Anybody got anything else come before us tonight? Football starting, guys. Cal gonna have to help Cheese out and make that broadcast interesting. He's got a big job ahead of him.
We start Thursday. Listen in.
The coaches show. So. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second? Motion and second. We are adjourned. Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.